Hey guys, welcome back to Sprocket. Today, we're going to be building something a lot bigger than this thing right here. We haven't really built anything like super large in the new update, so today we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to build a big tank with a big turret with possibly a very big gun. So let's go ahead and get straight to it, shall we? Oh, and before we actually get to it, if you guys don't know what this is what I built in my last Sprocket video, which is a tank with 4 people, I guess, inside? There's only 1 person inside and 3 people on the back, but still, it was a pretty cool video, and this thing does actually destroy the enemies very easily. So go check that out if you want to. Alright, so I guess the first thing that we're going to do then is actually start building the tracks. I want this thing to look pretty cool, so let's just get straight to it. We are going to turn off Sync 2 chassis, and we're going to make this thing a 9 meter, whoa, hang on, 9,000 millimeter long tank. That looks insane so far. Kind of weird, but that's fine. In fact, actually, let's make it less. We'll go down to like 7,500 instead. Because we're going to make this go backwards quite far like this, and we're going to make this one go quite far forwards like that. And then I'm going to raise all of these guys up like so. Okay, we're then going to make the diameter of these guys, I want to go with 1 meter. And then on this one, I guess I'm going to do the same thing, 1 meter big. Oh, that looks sick. And then I think I'm going to make these guys quite a bit bigger as well. We'll go to 0.5. Bosh. Okay, that looks amazing. So far, so good. Alright, the next thing that I want to do then is work on the actual tracks themselves. We're going to go with old school looking tracks like these guys. We're going to make them actually pretty thick. We're going to go to 155 mil. Bosh. We're going to make the length of them 200 mil. There we go. Awesome. And, oh, I don't like the way that looks on the outside though. That looks too weird. Let's change those to be a bit different actually. Let's go with these guys. Yeah, that looks cool. We're also going to go ahead and make it wider as well. We'll bring it out to 600 millimeters, and then we got to fit all of these guys to that as well. So I guess the width of these is going to come all the way out to there. We're going to do the same thing up here, width of these guys out to there, and I guess the width of this one out to here as well. There we go. So far, so good. Alright, next thing then. I actually want to make these guys smaller in diameter, which might be a bit of a weird option to do, but there you go, something like that. I then want to go to each of the wheels, and they're all going to be like super old school. Let's go with these guys all around. There we go. The sprocket, I guess, could stay as is, so we'll do that too. Okay, fantastic. You see, I did actually want this to stay quite high, but actually, what if we lower this down a little bit as well, and then we angle it slightly upwards like so. We'll raise this guy slightly upwards too, and then tension the track a lot more, although not really that much more, because I want it to have some slack here and some slack here. I think that works. Yeah. Okay. The other thing that I want to do is separate it out. It is going to be 2,100 millimeters wide, and there we go. So now we need to attach all of these guys. I say attach. We need to spread this thing so that it's just as big as all of this. I feel like that doesn't make sense. I'm going to make the hull big enough to actually fit between those tracks. That's what I wanted to say. So let's go ahead and extend it out forwards, pretty much to there. We'll go ahead and extend it backwards, again, pretty much to here, I guess. Yeah, even further backwards, like so. Good. And then we need to make it all fit around that as well. This is pretty crazy, but I think it's fine. So we'll send these guys out to the sides like that, and there we go. That is a long tank. Alright, so I guess it's time to actually shape this thing now. So let's go ahead and grab this little bit right here and angle this bit forwards. I'm going to angle this bit actually quite far backwards. There we go. And I'm going to have a very, very flat front edge. It seems kind of odd to do that, but at the same time, I think it's going to work out fine. Okay, from there, let's go ahead and split this. Here we go. So, split. There we go. Excellent. And now we should be able to grab this piece, and this piece, and this piece, and I guess that piece over there, and extend it upwards. So, extrude would be a nice thing to do here. Faces? Oh, you know what? It's because it's not a face. Anyway, extrude this upwards if we can. Okay, in order to actually extrude it, I needed to fill it in first. That's fine. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing back here as well. We will fill all of these guys in. There we go. Awesome. From there, we are gonna, I guess, modify the front edge. So extrude this bit upwards, please. Here we go. Excellent. To pretty much just above the tracks, I guess. We're then gonna go to points. I'll angle this bit backwards a lot. There we go. And that looks sick so far. A little bit crazy, but kind of cool. And then we need to do the back end as well. So let's go to faces, extrude this piece upwards from there, just like so. And that looks pretty cool right there. Good. Yeah. Oh, I actually didn't sort out the back end already. So let's go ahead and do these guys. I'm actually just going to bring... Wait, hang on. Why is that doing that? Maybe bring this bit forwards like so. There we go. And then I'll bring this bit forwards as well. And then I'll leave the back end just like so. Okay, that's fine. Front end being flat is actually fine too. I do kind of want to extrude like this bit sideways, but unfortunately, the way that I've built it, we sort of can't. So I'm going to try and split this here. If I could raise this up to like there, and then maybe bring this bit backwards as well, that would be great. Oh, in fact, actually, you know what? Something like that is kind of cool. There we go. Okay, go to faces. I'm going to extrude this bit over the sides, like that. And that looks very interesting, yes. Okay, grab this piece and this piece, angle it backwards. Grab this guy, and actually bring it inwards. And that looks awesome. Yeah, cool. Okay, so next bit, go to edges. We're gonna cut this bit right here. We're actually gonna go ahead and shoot this bit backwards quite far like so. I am gonna go to faces. We're gonna extrude this bit upwards just a tiny bit. And we're gonna bring it inwards a tiny bit too. There we go. Okay, so far so good. I'm then gonna go to this piece. I'm gonna put a turret ring in there. If I press it twice, it actually does a nicer turret ring, so we'll do that. And that looks really good, actually. Cool. Ooh, what if we angle this bit like downwards like that? I think that actually looks pretty nice as well. So the hull itself is pretty much done in this situation. But there is actually like add-on structures that we can do. And I do want to do that. I kind of want to cover up the tracks. I know that seems like a bit weird to do, but let's just see how it goes, shall we? We're gonna extend this bit out to the side, to there-ish. I'm gonna extrude it once, just like so. And then from there, we can build it off of this. So let's, I just clicked duplicate, but I don't know what I've just done. Anyway, extrude this bit sideways like so. That's gonna cover up most of that. I don't really want to be sending it that way, though. You know, when I do this, I don't want to be sending it that way. How do I stop that from happening? I don't know, because if I turn this off, it still does it. That's weird. I don't know what to do now. You know what, I'm just going to bring this bit backwards, that's fine, and we'll just build onto it from here, but I feel like that needs to change slightly, and I don't know really what's going on there. It's a bit weird. It is a bit weird. Alright, so we can extrude this actually upwards, and that's fine. That doesn't mirror it, so that's good. But will this mirror it? It does! How do I turn that off? Oh, there's literally a mirror button right here, as well as the mirror button down here. It doesn't do the same thing. So I think in this situation, if I go ahead and extrude this bit this way, yeah, it's only doing it on this side. Alright, that's me being dumb, not the game being dumb. So, yes. All on me, that one. Okay, let's send this one backwards to there. We are gonna actually drop this bit down. That's fine. Faces? Am I actually still doing this on both sides? I think I am. So we're gonna extrude this bit upwards. And I'm just gonna try and fit these two pieces right here to this if I can. I know it's kind of interacting with this, but we can sort that out in a second. In fact, if I drop it down and actually push it inwards, that's more or less where I want it to be as well. So sort of on the inside. Yeah, let's bring these guys upwards. These guys upwards as well. These two pieces, I guess upwards as well. There we go. And then these two upwards a tiny bit. And then these two backwards a tiny bit. That's fine. Okay, sure. Okay, I'm not really doing this quite right, but it's fine. Let's just keep extruding it and sending it backwards, and it'll be a-okay in the end. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. You see, the issue is stuff like this, obviously. If I move this bit out slightly, I guess we could leave it somewhat like that. And I suppose that's fine. Sure. Right. Let's go to the bottom of this. We're gonna send all of these guys downwards, including this piece. Let's extrude. Yes. Send it down to the bottom like so. We're gonna grab these two pieces right here, this one and this one. I'm gonna send that backwards if possible. Kind of like this. Yeah, I think I've actually moved it all down a bit too much, but that's fine. We're gonna send this downwards here. And whoa! What did I even do there? Bring it backwards, bring it downwards. That's okay. Yeah, I think these are all a little tiny bit too low. Let's grab this one, this one, this one, and of course this one. Send it upwards slightly, just like so. I think that'll be fine. Okay, we then need to sort out the back of this as well, so grab these two. We're going to send that one all the way to there. This guy is going to come down to here-ish. Yep. And then we've just got to grab all of these guys and make it look pretty, essentially. So we're going to extrude it, bring it backwards a little bit. We're going to crush it together. There we go. Okay, sort of like this. Yeah, sure. Extrude it again. Nice. Bring it this way. Crush it again. Yes. And then finally, probably one more time. So extrude it. Bring it out a tiny bit. There you go. Squidge it all together. That is awesome. Yes. Bosh. Okay, nice. So that is like side armor sort of done. Except, realistically, this is actually very, very, very thin armor. But that's fine, I think. Let's go ahead and spawn it in, see what it looks like. Kind of cool. I like it. Okay, this thing is going to be an absolute behemoth, so we need an engine that works with us. So let's go ahead and select this engine, this gearbox, etc, etc. In fact, just the gearbox for now, bring it upwards and backwards. Obviously, this needs to actually power the sprockets, and that's fine. The engine inside of this thing, we're going to go with a 4.2 liter each cylinder displacement. We're going to go for a 16-cylinder engine, and that is going to be mounted right here like this. I am so surprised that actually fits in there, but apparently it does. Good. The next thing we need to add is fuel tanks. We're actually going to shove a fuel tank on each side of the engine, so let's go ahead and do that next. These are actually going to be relatively large, I would assume. So if we can make it tiny bit skinnier, there we go. We're going to make it a lot longer. These are going to be long fuel tanks, and they are going to be quite low in the tank. Lowers the center of mass, and I think that's always a good thing. Maybe. Sometimes, anyway. Alright, there we go. So we got loads of fuel inside of this thing. That is 1,000 liters. And... oh, no, it's not. This is 543 liters, and so is this. So pretty much 1,100 liters altogether. That's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I kind of just want to shove a driver, like, in this thing for now, and just see what happens. So let's just put one guy in, here's just gonna be a driver, and let's move. Oh, I mean, it's quite speedy for now. I say speedy, it's not really. But once it's gonna weigh a lot more, it's gonna change. Okay, I want this thing to be super strong, so let's go to faces. Obviously, this is the bit that it's gonna be shot in the most. So let's make it, we can go up to 250. I want it to be 155 mil. How thick is that? Let's have a little look on the inside, see how much it takes up. You know what? That's okay. It's that thick right there. That is a chunk of metal. That is so thick. Okay, that works. We then need to go to the side armor, which is actually like this stuff. And I'm going to add a lot of armor to the side as well. I want to click on these guys too. There we go. Oh, hang on. Do this. Yep. And then all of these little tiny bits back here. I mean, these bits don't need armored. They don't need to be armored, but we'll do it anyway. So these are going to be... we'll go with 75 mil on the sides. That means it's actually very thick there, but that's okay. And there we go. That'll be protected on the outsides. I don't really want to be adding much armor on the inside right here, but we'll go with like 55 for now. That's only on like the front bit. And then at the back and at the top, we'll do 55 also, actually. Actually, since this is likely to get shot, maybe we'll go with 80. Crazy. That's a lot of armor. This bit right here will actually go with quite high as well. 90 mil. Okay. Right, that is a heavy beast. It now weighs 64 tons. Doesn't feel like it, though. The rear of the tank is really not going to be armored that much. We're going to go to 50 mil right there. This guy is going to be 55. The top of the tank is not going to be very much at all, but I need to do all of it pretty much the same. So let's go ahead and grab all of this if possible. Oh, this takes ages, doesn't it? It takes so long. There we go. Grab all of it. Excelente. So many different pieces around the turret rings, but that's okay. And each of this is gonna be 60 mil, just in case we get shot from the air, I guess. Sure. Each of these ones actually needs to be inverted, though. Needs to be flipped over. Because currently, this is like the outside. Oh, this is the inside on the outside, and that's not really what you want with a tank. So, flip it over, and there we go. Yeah. Because when it comes to painting, it wouldn't have painted right. Okay, so, I guess what I'm going to do now is go straight to the engine stuff, and it's going to be a bit crazy. We're going to shove 2 of these guys on right there. We're then going to shove another 2 of them sort of mounted into those. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Vents. We are actually going to add these guys. I was going to say back here, but that feels weird. But sure, we'll actually add 2 of those guys right there. And then we need the exhaust to go on here, which is weird. What does it look like if I do something like this? Is that really, really strange? I think it's quite weird to do that, but let's do it anyway. Drop those in. That looks kind of cool to me. We're also going to add like mini vents around this thing as well, kind of like this. So 2 right there. We'll go with some right here. I'm actually going to shove 1 on the roof right there, I guess. And that is a lot of vents. We've added lots of vents. We now need more decoration. It's crazy. So we'll add all of the decoration on the bottom first, before we move on to adding a turret. Ooh, we can actually fit logs back here. That's not a bad idea. Let's go ahead and shove 2 logs on the sides. Excellent. Lights? Okay, yeah, you know what? We'll shove 2 lights on there like that. Machine gun port? Yeah, we need to have one. That's going to go right there like that. Excellent. Although we could use this one. Nah, we won't use that one. Bags, sleeping bags. Oh, these are tiny. I want to use these on the front, kind of like this, but I feel like that looks a bit weird, doesn't it? Let's shove it there for right now. We're going to go to the underside, and I'm going to use... Oh, where do we even find them? Where do you find them? Here they are. I want to, like, shove these guys, essentially, on there as well. So, let's go ahead and squidge this down. Kind of like that. We'll go ahead and make it wider. Like so. Oh, hang on. That's not working out. A little bit wider. There we go. And then we can shove those guys back in there. And that gives a little bit of extra random detail to the tank. And that is something that you always want. Lots of random extra details. Oh, this could look amazing, actually. Some spare tracks. Yes. Let's go ahead and flip those over. If we can. Here we go. So, flip that over just like so. Yep. We're gonna drag it outwards like this. And I guess that's fine. That's cool. You see, I did kind of want to put like a hatch on the front or something, but I guess the hatch is actually going to go around here like this. There you go. And I suppose we're going to have 2 of them if we're going to have a side machine gunner. Sure. And we're going to attach them on sideways. Okay. We're then going to need, obviously, a driver's viewport. So let's go ahead and shove one of these guys on here like this. There we go. And then everything else needs to be added too. There is so much to be added to this thing. I think I'm just going to have to add it on and then come back and show you guys what I've done. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about some of the things that we've added. We have added this random thing to the side, these random things to the side, that random thing to the side, these random things to the side. We've also added a fan to the side. There you go. That's a lot of things. We added some trench crossing things on the back, some lights. I don't know whether I did that with you guys or not, possibly. And we've added some things across here. We've added some other things and stuff and things. So there you go. We've added things to it. What I want to do now, really quickly... Wait, what's this? What is that? Why is that there? Hang on. What are you? Let's get rid of that. What I want to do now, really quickly, is I want to actually add some paint to it because I feel like paint sometimes makes these things look nicer or, of course, worse. Anyway, let's go to hue... RGB, I guess that makes sense. There you go. So green is what we want. Give me green. Bam. Green. Saturation. High. Roughness. High. Metallic. Yes. Scale? Doesn't matter. Condition? Not great. Grime? Some. Okay. How do I make it like a nicer green? Because this green ain't it. Okay, there we go. I want to go with something like that, I think. Or do I? That is a good question. Or do I? What if we go for something like sandy colored? Or even brown? Oh, I actually quite like this as like a tank design color. Yeah, let's go with this, like a weird browny red. And of course it is gonna be Swiss, because why wouldn't it be Swiss? There we go, shove that on there. We're gonna shove a thingamabobby on the back right here as well. And there we go. There is a little bit more detail that I still want to add to this, to be totally honest with you guys. So something like a hatch would actually be quite nice on the back. In fact, 2 hatches, sure. And that's all good. Okay, it's now time, I think, to add a turret. Okay, this is something that I actually really suck at, but let's go ahead and try it anyway. So shove this guy into that area right there. I'm gonna try and get rid of the turret, pretty much, altogether. So select all of it and move it out the way, just so that I can actually fit this in the right place. So that is central. Very nice. Bring it forwards. That is actually pretty much the perfect size already. Depth of it, obviously we can send it all the way down to like there. That's fine. And I would like to make it slightly wider. I don't know if I can do it through this. How do I make it wider? I had this issue before. Diameter? There we go. So we're going to make it slightly wider than normal, like so, and that's fine. This guy needs to move out of the way as well. We'll drop it down. We'll shove it there. Okay. And that's all good. Yeah. Cool. Okay, armor thickness for the turret ring. We might as well make it 100. That's fine. Turret ring height, we'll actually bring this to 50 millimeters. Bosh. And then we need to essentially shove this down on there. Oh, crazy news. Okay, shove that on there like so. Okay. What we're then going to do is make it wider. We're definitely going to be making it taller, so let me go ahead and just grab these guys. There we go, make it higher. That's fine. And I want this to be a circular turret. So how am I going to go about doing that? Well, I'm going to go and split this guy, and I'm going to split this guy, and I'm actually going to split this guy too. Okay, so go to faces, grab this guy, bring it forwards to like there. Bring it inwards quite a bit like so. Okay, we're then going to go to this guy and this guy. We're going to bring it inwards a little bit, bring it forwards a little bit. That's fine. We'll then go to this guy. We're going to actually send this one backwards a tiny bit. And outwards a tiny bit. Yeah. These guys, outwards quite a lot, like so. And then these guys on the back end, they're all going to come around pretty much in the same sort of way. Same sort of fashion, anyway. Bring those guys around like this. That's awesome. Okay. I then want to go to faces. I'm going to extrude this guy back over like so. I'm going to squidge it a little bit like that. And I might actually bring this guy upwards like so, bring these guys backwards, and leave the turret sort of like this. I quite like it. I really do. So smooth off the angles. There we go. That's a cool looking turret to me. It's awesome. I think what I want to do though is I do actually want to make it slightly longer and a tiny bit wider like that. That is a huge turret. Let's make it slightly skinnier. There we go. That looks awesome. From there, what I'm going to do is go to each of these points, these 3, and I'm going to drop... Oh, hang on. Edges? I need to, like, split this a few times. Split that there, split it here, and split it here. Okay. Yep. We're going to go to points. I'm going to grab this one, this one, this one, and possibly even that one as well. And I'm going to drop them down like that. Okay. Bit weird. It is a bit weird. It's also a bit bumpy back there. Look at that. It's so bumpy. Bring this bit upwards a little bit? Maybe? I don't know. I feel like that's kind of strange, but sure. If it works, it works. Why not? These guys also come up. Maybe if they went down as well, that would look kind of cool. Yeah. We're going with that. Oh, cool. Okay, so the thing is, on each of these, now we need to go to faces. I need to essentially send it all the way around this thing, and we're going to add armor to it. So these guys are going to get some armor as well. All of this is actually going to be 150 millimeters. Yeah. Sides of the turret are going to be a hell of a lot less. So let's bring that to like 90 millimeters. Sure. The back of the turret and the bottom of the back of the turret are only going to be about 50. There we go. And then the tops are going to be a hell of a lot less. Just these ones, though. Here we go. There we go. Make sure we grab all of the right ones. Hopefully I am. There we go. And these are only going to be like 30. Okay. Awesome. Looks a bit weird the way that it is, but it's fine. Okay, so with firepower and mantlets in this game, are we okay to just like shove it on here and have it go through there? I don't know whether I have to delete this or not. I actually have no idea. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I do want to have like a huge cannon though. Like a huge cannon, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. I don't know. Let's say that's on there like that. And let's say we like shove this backwards and in there. And then I attached maybe a cannon to this. Let's do it from the inside. Yeah, I think because it's interacting with stuff, that's going to be an issue. Although it's not seemingly an issue right now. Okay, bring it to the center. Yep. Bring it upwards. And then I suppose it could be bigger. That's currently 100 millimeters. Let's go ahead and make it a 130 millimeter cannon. Oh. That's pretty crazy. Propellant length is going to be a lot bigger as well. We're going to go up to 650 if I can. Yes. And then we can have this actually work. That's amazing. Okay, start thickness is going to be a lot higher, 35. 35 on this one as well. We're then going to extend it, and this one's going to be 1 meter long. In fact, can I make this like 2 meters? Oh, I can. Okay. This one's going to be even fatter at the start then. Instead of 35 start thickness, it's going to be 50. Bosh. Okay, excellent. This one's going to slump down to 20 mil. And 20 mil right here as well. Ooh. Yeah, okay. And then we're going to extend it even further. And this one's going to be 10 mil at the end. And 10 mil. There we go. And a muzzle that goes on the end is going to be like this. Okay. Pretty weird looking, but I think that's going to be fine. Okay, so ammunition. How does ammunition even go in here? Well, I think I kind of want this ammo to go like here in the back end, like this. And we're going to shove it sort of there, I suppose. Let's go ahead and extend this bit upwards twice. Yes. Oh, I can't have it go inwards too much, but that's fine. There we go. We got some ammunition up in the turret. Okay, this is crazy. We're then going to need dudes in there, so I guess one dude on each side of the turret ring would be kind of nice. Although the turret ring isn't... It's very deep. So I need to raise it upwards quite a lot. I'm going to move the driver, obviously, out of the way. He's currently very much in the way there. So we can actually send him all the way forwards to there. And to be fair, the driver's view is actually really high. So we should realistically bring him upwards to like here. But then he'd be stood up driving a tank. That seems weird. Anyway, not gonna worry about that. Who cares? Right, shove these guys in here. This guy is gonna be the laying drive operator. That is for aiming upwards and downwards. In fact, he's not. He's gonna be the cannon operator. This guy is gonna be the breech loader. We're gonna have another guy that sits below. And he is going to be the traverse guy and, other. The traverse guy and other. So he actually sits here backwards. We're going to move his feet into the right position. So upwards and out. There we go. We're going to, like, sit him on the floor, essentially. His booties are going to go upwards in the air like so. This way. Yep. And upwards. There we go. I guess I actually need to move both of these sort of more up, but that's fine. Up, and then the entire guy goes downwards. So he is going to control the traverse and also the laying drive. Okay, so realistically now we should be able to turn the cannon. Oh, that is slow. That is so slow. Okay, we need to change that then, don't we? Okay, so this guy right here. Torque? Bam, maximum. There we go, now it's nowhere near as slow. Haha, excellent. Alright, let's shoot our other tank and see what happens. Here we go. Aim. Fire! Okay, that does look like it did actually come out the other side. Which is pretty crazy to me. Yeah, so it went through there. I don't know whether it shows the bit on the outside. I'm not sure, but we've killed the tank. Look at that. It's very much on fire. Oh, it's on fire everywhere. But anyway, that's all good to me. So we'll leave it pretty much as is. What I want to do now, really quickly, is actually just add some details to the turret itself. We are going to need a cupola. A cupola. Yes. Kind of want to just shove one of these guys on here to the side, sort of, like this. Yeah, bit of a weird one. Sure. Shove that there. Equipment. Wouldn't mind actually having just a random bit of equipment on the roof as well. Yeah, a coaxial machine gun. That could be fine. I'm just going to shove that there, actually, yeah. If anyone wants to use this, go ham. Go crazy, yeah. We're going to shove two of these guys right here as well, because we can. Okay, I don't really want to add too much else to this. I'm going to shove a tiny little basket on the back of there. It doesn't need it. It doesn't need it. So we're going to get rid of it. Okay, decals. We're going to go for this guy. Shove it. Ooh. One on the back side of the turret, just so we don't get shot by friendlies. And I'd actually really like to add one, maybe just there. I don't know, I feel like that makes the turret look kind of ugly, but it is what it is, so we'll leave it as is. Okay, so we've built ourselves a heavy Swiss tank. Let's go ahead and take it into battle at its 84-ton weight limit, and see if we can destroy some enemies. Uh-oh, excess mass. Okay, the max amount of mass you can actually use on this is 60 tons, so we can't even be here. We're not even allowed in that battle. What about the fields one? Don't know how heavy you're allowed to be here. But it's working, I think. Yep, we're in. Okay, so there's me and there's me alone. Oh, you know what? We're missing something. We're actually missing a gunner's sight. I really need one of those if I'm gonna do this. Like, I really, really need one of those. Go to firepower, go to this. Alright, this guy could go right here. Now I can actually see what I'm aiming at. Beautiful. And then one more thing. We actually probably need more rounds than just these ones. So I'm gonna shove these on both sides. Right there and right there. Shove them in the tank. Awesome. It'd be nice if I actually, I don't know, fit them in there correctly, but it is what it is. Okay, guys, I'm already being shot at by that man up there. Unfortunately, I can't aim up and down. What is going on there? Why can't I aim up and down? What's going on? All right, I need to go to this thing. Depress. Yeah, okay. Time to top speed is too long. Interesting. Why is that? Is that because of the ratio? Oh. Wait, can I just not do this? I'm really confused now. Yeah, that's not good if I can't actually move my turret. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay, so what if I actually try and move this backwards like that? That should allow us... No, because the counterweight should be there, but it's just not. Yeah, because I can't actually do that. I can't. That's really bizarre. I don't know quite how I'm gonna get around this. I'm gonna shove those guys back in, but I'm actually just gonna try and shove them here. There we go. Bit of a weird one, but fine. I want to send this backwards quite far, and then I want to see if I can actually use this. It doesn't seem to be changing. I can aim it from side to side, but I can't aim it up and down. That's really weird. That's really, really weird. Okay. Can we do it now? I think I'm missing something. I must be. Alright, well, I guess for now, what I'm gonna do is just lower the size of the cannon, I guess, down to like, I don't know, 100 mil instead. And then that should be actually usable now, probably, blah, blah, blah. No, ratio, I can't actually... Is it bugged? I'm really confused. I am actually extremely confused. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand. I don't understand! The cannon is mounted to the mantlet, but is the mantlet maybe bugged? Is this maybe a mantlet we're not allowed to use? I don't know. I have no idea. Let's change the mantlet and see what happens. Okay, so I think with this mantlet we can actually... Yeah, we can. Yeah. So top speed is actually very, like, extremely slow, so if we do try and aim up... No, that doesn't seem to be doing anything. I'm confused. Oh, I mean, I know why that's not actually aiming up and down now, but at the same time, I'm not so sure. So that's a breech loader. This is the traverse. That's the laying drive. So now we should be able to actually aim up. Excellent. Let's go. We'll go do the mission now. Okay, so there's a guy up on the hill, like we said last time. In fact, there's two. Let's go ahead and try and shoot him. He's hitting me quite hard, unfortunately. I think he's in a tiger. Pretty sure that's a tiger. We hit him? Okay, well, we're trading rounds. I hit him again. He's dead. Alright, he actually burnt up. That's good. Okay. Next guy's this guy right here. Pow! Oh, we hit him. First shot. First hit. Nice. Okay, fire again. Pew! Okay, we hit him again. I have no idea if this is going to kill him or not. And you don't actually know, really, if you actually did kill the people. In this game, which is a bit scary. I don't know whether that hit him on the ground. Let's fire one more time. Pew! Okay, you know what? Let's just get a bit closer. Why not? Okay, right, we are actually getting shot at by a bunch of tanks now. These are all light tanks, so... Oh, no. He's taking out my... Oh, no, my mantler is being taken out, so I can't aim up and down anymore. That's not something I even thought about changing, I'm not gonna lie. Can I change the armor on that? I must be able to. How did I die to that? Where did that even go through? It must have gone through here. That's a lot of armor for it to go through, given it isn't really angled, but like, that was like a lot of armor. Yikes. Right, I've decided it's a little bit crazy to go up against that many tanks on the map where we can't really see them, so we're gonna go ahead and kill a tiger because we can. Although actually, this isn't a tiger that can fight back, so it doesn't really make sense. This makes no sense at all. Let's just shoot a tiger anyway. He's over here somewhere. Wait, can he move? I don't know if this thing can move. Oh no, he is moving, look. He's trying to get up a hill right now. That's crazy. Okay. Well, let's see if we can take him out then. Okay, I mean, that seems like a... Oh, wow, I think it did take him out. I think he's already dead. Oh, I think he's actually already dead. That's insane. I don't know how I got taken out by, like, a tiny cannon, by the way. Wait, when I shoot, does the driver's port flash too? No, I don't know what that was then. I thought it did. That's a bit weird. Okay, let's go ahead and give him one more shot on the side, just for fun. Here we go. Aim down slightly. Pow! I actually really like the way the new guns work, by the way. I say new. In this update with the internals. I think it's actually really, really cool. So if there was a driver right there, you could just shoot here and kapow the driver, and it does actually go through. Look at that. Oh, nice. Let's go ahead and shoot the turret. Pow! It's pretty crazy. I like it though. Okay, well, I guess what I'm going to do then is I'm going to actually put some of my own tanks against me in this battle. Okay, so that tank that you saw at the start of the game, that was actually a pretty decent tank, and it does go through a decent amount of armor with its actual cannon. What we've done is we spawned in 3 of those against this guy, and let's go see if we can destroy them. One thing that I do think I should do with this, by the way, is change the gear ratios. We could definitely make this faster. Even though it is 84 tons, it could definitely be speedier than this. Right, where's the enemies? There's our first enemy right there. I don't really want to let them shoot me first, but it might come to that. Pow! Oh, I missed. All of them are there, actually. Oh, don't let him shoot me. Why is he just stopped? I don't know what's going on. Alright, this guy looks like he's probably... No. Do they not see me? I don't know what they're doing. This is really weird. Let's go out into the open and see if they do actually turn and shoot. Okay, maybe the game is a little bit buggy. I'm not sure. But like, I feel like they should be shooting at me right now, and they're just not. So, yeah, that's a bit odd. Don't know what's going on there. No idea. Ow! Anyway, I had fun building this thing. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of it. And let me know if you know how I can change the elevation to be stronger. Unless it is actually just the mantlet. I think it is. Anyway, yeah, let me know what you guys think about this thing. Let me know if you guys want to see more and what other tanks you want to see. For now, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. Goodbye.